Hello chess family, it's me National Master Jesse James and it's time for another instructive chess miniature. Here we go again with another Kasparov game in Python style. We're going to be seeing him beat one of my favorite chess players, Petrosian. Now he was a very hard man to beat because he was so good about killing his opponent's counterplay. And here we get to see Kasparov out Python the Python himself. The reason why they call him the Python is because typically what he'd do is kill all your counterplay and then slowly squeeze you to death, just like a Python would. Alright, here we go. Pythoning the Python. Here we go. We can start off with d4, knight f6, c4, pawn to e6, looking to play for Nimzo Indian. Of course, we're not going to be allowing that to happen. Here, knight f3 gets played, and here we're going to be playing bishop b4, going into the Bogo Indian. Alright, bishop d2 got played, queen to e7, pawn to g3, bishop takes, and queen takes right here. Castles, bishop g2. As far as everything's going, it's just a nice and simple chess game right now. Pawn to d5 gets played, striking at the center. Castles, pawn takes on c4, and it turns out this is not a good pawn to take. Here we're going to see how Kasparov wins back the pawn and actually uses these open files for himself very nicely. And unfortunately for Tigran, he's never really able to create counterplay in this game. Here, let's develop with a threat. Knight to e3 attacking the pawn. Pawn c5 got played. And here, well, a nice little move here. D takes on c5 here. This is a nice tempo move because after the queen takes back, now we can look about ideas like developing with a threat, rook a to c1. Now we have rook takes idea, knight takes idea, and here you can see that black's queen side is far underdeveloped. Here, white already has a huge advantage. All right, here we go. Black went ahead and played knight to c6. And here, knight takes on c4. Of course, there's ideas about taking with the rook, but here the knight's got to move up anyways, and here we're looking to make some nice threats, maybe something like knight c to e5, giving some double pawns over here. Black saw this, of course, and decided to retreat with queen to e7. And here, well, we're going to take all the squares away. Here, all our pieces are looking ready to attack over here. You might think about playing something like rook f to d1 here, getting your last piece into the game, but this is just not going to be good enough. Here, black is more than happy to start making trades here because they're so far down in development or bringing out their pieces. So something like rook d8 would get played. And although white is still better in this position, rook f to d1, again, is just a little bit inaccurate. Instead, we need to open up files and diagonals to take advantage of our development. So what do you play here? I challenge you to push pause and find out what's the best way to start the attack. Alright, hopefully you took a look and found the best move. Now, one thing I will say before we get started with this is to find the best move, it'll help out to find out which way you should be trying to attack. Again, it's very simple to see that white has a space advantage. It's very nice that you notice that you have the development advantage, but think of it like this. Which way should you be trying to attack? Should you be going king side? Should you be going for the center or the queen side? 2 out of 3 of these ones are good, as long as you realize that our space advantage, where our pieces control more, is in the center, and on the queen side, you're going to be finding the right plan. So what do you play here? Hopefully you find it. Let's maximize all our pieces. Knight f to e5 here. Now this opens up the bishop and also puts pressure on the knight over here on c6. All right, well, here, knight takes on e5. Knight takes on e5, and now you can see, now we got this nice open file here, and we have weak squares all around here. This weak square of c7 and d6 are going to be very critical in this game. Black is trying to hold it up, so we played knight to d5 here, saying, please just take a pawn, and, well, you know what, hopefully I could just get my pieces out. And, well, Kasparov is going to be way too mean and definitely playing the Python style. You know, something like bishop takes on d5 here. Black's very happy to play something like rook d8, or even something as simple as pawn takes, queen takes, and something like bishop e6. Yes, I'm down a pawn, but at least I got my development in, and, well, it's a chess game at this point. Even bishop takes a2 can get played here to win back a pawn. And this position is roughly about equal. Again, Kasparov did not want this and plays rook f to d1. Keep pushing forward and keep making threats. Ugh, black's having a hard time here, and he goes ahead and plays knight to b6. Notice even simple moves like bishop d7 is just losing with easy tactics. White's move, what do you play? Simple chess, let's put him in a pin. Knight takes, queen takes, and then pawn to e4. And here we're going to be winning at least a piece here. Oof. So black went ahead and played the knight back to b6, getting a little sad that Kasparov does not want his gifts. All right, a nice move here by Kasparov. Queen to a5. Again, just killing all the ways that you can try to get your pieces out. a6, a waiting move, can't get played because we'll simply take the knight over here. You can, oh gosh, what can you play here? You can't really bring the bishop out. Bishop to d7. There's a lot of moves here you can play. Rook c7 looks like the most gruesome one, just putting a pin over here. And again, the queen is just having a hard time. Bishop takes on b7, rook takes on b7. The queen side's falling over here, so there's just virtually a zugzwang, or any move you make will hurt yourself in the middle game position. I guess you could try to play something like rook to d8, but here, it's a lot of good moves here. I'm not sure. We'll just go with rook takes on d8, making a quick trade, queen takes on d8, and then, well, computer gives h4, but here there's lots of moves that you can play. Even something like queen c5 is good enough just to play queen to c7. Once you get your control over the 7th rank, you're going to be at least winning a pawn over here. All right, well, back to the game. Again, black really had nothing good to do, so he just tried to play a waiting move, pawn to g6, but this is only making more dark square weaknesses on the king side. All right, here we go. Rook to d3, a very nice move here. I always like these kind of rook lifts because it's not really sure where you want to double your rooks. Maybe we'll go over to c3, or maybe we're going to double up on the d file with rook c to d1. All right, here again, black just has no good moves, so knight to d5 was played. Again, please take a pawn. And nope, let's keep pushing him back. Pawn to e4, kicking the knight. Knight goes back to b6. And here, bishop to f1. Get all your pieces active. Black is so sad in this position, he just can't move any piece around here. Here he went ahead and played rook to e8. Rook back to d1. Oof, a really mean move here. There's probably other stronger moves to play, but when you play moves like this, again, your opponent just really can't do anything. So they're just literally waiting around almost to die, just squeezing and squeezing in this position. Rook back to f8, pawn to a3, king to g7, pawn to b3, king to g8, and pawn to a4. Here, Kasparov has just played his pawn structure so beautifully here. Now the knight can't move anywhere, and well, gosh, the knight can't move anywhere, the bishop can't move anywhere, the rook can't move anywhere. This rook, I guess, could go to b8, although after queen takes a7, it looks like they're going to have a problem with these two hanging pieces. Here, black went ahead and just tried to play rook to d8, and now, well, white to move. Can you find the final move here that Kasparov played to win this game? All right, hopefully you push pause, hopefully you find it. After this move, Petrosian just resigns, and that was the very beautiful queen to c5 here. Here we see that, well, there's a problem here. The endgame is just going to be lost. If you do try trade with queen takes on c5, here you're going to go with rook takes on d8 check. Queen has to come back and block. Rook takes on f8 check. King takes, and then you just play the simple rook c7. And this is an easily lost endgame here. The 7th rank has fallen. The knight can't move anywhere. The bishop can't get out. The rook is just having a hard time. This is something that no strong player wants to deal with because there's only one certainty in this position. You are going to lose. And you can just see, again, how he took away all the counterplay. The knight couldn't move. The bishop can't move. Oof, a very, very mean position. And the final tactic was this queen to c5 here. And you can see here, well, there's really no good place for the queen to move to. I mean, I guess you can go somewhere like to f6, but now there's tactics in the air. The idea, kick the queen off the diagonal to defend the rook. So knight to g4, and where does the queen go? Nowhere good. Here the queen has to move off the diagonal as you can't even go to g5 here. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this game. We'll see you in the next one.